I'm just going to read some stuff. God equals consciousness, love, light, water, time, energy, and blood. And the reason why is because nuclear energy and electrical energy are what conceive a universe. So the first sense is consciousness, because the universe was born out of nuclear and electrical energy. That means it was conceived. And conception is a derivation of consciousness. It's also a plan or an idea. Okay? Now, since that was the first sense, now just to elaborate, if let's say you're deaf, blind, you can't feel anything, you can't smell, taste, or have a sixth sense of anything, okay? You can still be conscious. You don't have to have all these senses to be conscious, okay? So consciousness is the first, most fundamental sense, okay? Then to hear and to see. And the reason why these are fundamental and they go together, they're symbiotic, because light and sound are symbiotic. Sonoluminescence conceived this universe with these male and female energies, okay? Now, to feel, you feel intuition, these two go together, okay? Feel the warmth of the universe, or the temperature, okay? So that's a fundamental sense. To smell and taste, these will evolve as a superficial sense of biological life forms, okay? To be able to sustain themselves, to taste and smell, for food. And these two are symbiotic, okay? So these two are symbiotic because if you can't smell anything, you probably can't taste much. If you can't taste much, it's probably affecting your sense of smell also. So those go together. To feel, the intuition, that's your sixth sense, okay? So technically, there's consciousness, which is the first sense. Then there's to hear, see, feel, smell, taste, and then the intuition, okay? There's 7 senses total, not 6. Or technically 5. There's not 5, there's 7. Okay, soul, spirit, leptons, positrons, and electrons, okay? This is the electrochemical energy inside of our body. This is the electromagnetic radiation or light inside of our body. This is our soul. If we don't have any more soul, we're just a husk, an empty husk. It's like a battery. You take all the energy out of the battery and use it up. What do you have? You have a dead battery. And the reason why this is the soul is because technically these are eternal. They do not decay, okay? No particles except for the electron and the positron are eternal. Okay, they all will decay, even a proton. Now, they haven't measured the proton's decay, but through physics, logically, a proton will decay, and it will decay into a neutron and an electron because it's a circle. It's going to conserve that charge. So it might take so many yada years for us to ever observe the decay of a proton, which is probably never, but through physics, logically, it will decay. And it'll decay into a circle. And this helps a universe reform after a universe has already been born. Okay, because a universe can't come from space static. The sound is going to usher in the light. Once a universe has been born and burnt out, it's easier for a universe to reform because there's a lot of stages it can skip, because there's a lot of matter and a lot of fundamentals that are already there now that one was in existence before. You see what I'm saying? So the wheel can get turning faster if there's already material there, so it can save stages. Okay, so the universe itself, even before and after the Big Bang, it's all a Feynman diagram, okay? So this would be the singularity. This is the cavitation. It gets hot, boom, then you have the Big Bang, okay? This is going to be the CNB, which is a neutrino field, the cosmic neutrino background. Then you're going to have the CMB, which is cosmic microwave background, okay? One is neutrinos, one is photons. But you're going to have protons, neutrons, and electrons that are a byproduct of this decay method also, okay? So the universe is a Feynman diagram itself. The static brings in these positrons and electrons, it cavitates, it gets hot, and it goes from absolute zero. So you have to conserve the laws of thermodynamics and energy. You can't throw those out. The universe is only temperature. And boom, once you have the Big Bang, now you have dark energy, which is the recoil. Whenever you have a bounce, it's going to bounce, and that big bounce is the recoil. That's the dark energy, which is also entropy, which is also decay, which is also time, which is also expansion and cooling. Now, the thing is with dark energy is, just like anything, you're always going to have its apex. It's going to have so much momentum, at some point it's going to lose that momentum. It's going to slow down and eventually get to a point where it starts to drop again. Okay, so it reaches its apex and then it's going to fall. Dark energy will lose energy. It will start to slow down. It'll slow down. It'll reach a point where it's at damn near absolute zero, and then it'll fall again. So it'll recollapse, it'll recavitate. Because one of the most fundamental things to understand when it comes to physics of space is that we know everything wants to ground out, but there's no ground in space. So it literally has no choice but to recirculate. See, at this point, there's so much radioactivity, particles can't form. So it's going to have to go through a phase transition where it drops a lot of that radioactivity and becomes just regular solid matter. That way it can actually form particles. In regular matter, it can actually drop a charge to be able to do something, because if there's too much energy, it can't. Oh, and this is an alpha, beta, omega system. Alpha is the male, that's nuclear, Y. Beta is the female, X, that's electrical. Omega is either a Y or an X factor because it's the offspring, the child, the growth of the two. Not to mention our blood type is A, B, and O. So it's love because nuclear and electrical energy conceive a universe. It's light because all of that light is the universe, and that's stars. It's water because that light is plasma, and plasma is water and stars. It's time because the universe was born then and things start to decay. It's energy because all of that energy conceived a universe. It's blood because it's plasmatic and fluid in nature. And water, which is in our blood, which is our blood, it's a salt water, saline solution, is molecular electrochemical plasma, whereas stars are atomic plasma. So it all connects through the energy, which is the blood, which is the time, water, light, love, consciousness, and our 7 senses.